Hello. Okay, off we go. Let's see how this works. Do I clap? I don't know. So, here we are. Trying to figure out how to make a YouTube video and have it sound cool and have it make sense. And I just figured out how to use the camera. So, so I'm gonna go actually figure out what I'm gonna talk about. Blech. Okay, so we do that. We do that. Okay. So, I don't know how this works. Okay. So, last night I was talking to a friend about machine learning, and I brought up the experiment done by Donald Mitchie in 1960, where he used matchboxes to create a machine that could be perfect at tic-tac-toe. So, I found an article on medium.com. Is that in focus? I don't know. Where it explains basically his rough idea. It doesn't go into a whole lot of detail, but that's okay. So, he used a bunch of matchboxes and filled each with randomized colored beads. And each bead was a different color, and each color represented a place on the tic-tac-toe board. Each box was marked with every single possible position in a tic-tac-toe game. And, okay. Let me see if I can organize this. So, to teach the machine, they would, the person would place their marker randomly. So, say they were X's or crosses or whatever. They would put an X in the top left corner, and then they would pick the matchbox that matched with an X in the top right corner, and they would open it and pull out a random bead, and based on that bead's color, they would mark a circle on the tic-tac-toe board, and they would keep going like that until the game ended. And they would keep track of all of the different matchboxes that were used throughout the game, and if the game was won, they would add a bead that was the same color as the one that they drew out of that box during the game, so that it was more likely to be played the next time that that box was used. If the machine lost, then they would take that bead out. Yeah. And then over time, each box would get updated and kind of tweaked a little bit so that it was more likely to win. There was something weird about it. Oh, if the game ended in a draw, then I think they wouldn't do anything? I can't remember. But I don't think that they would change any of the values. No, wait, in the article it says that it was a positive, so they did change the values as well. The neural network structure that Donald used, he called Menace. Don't know why, but I could probably Google it. It just initially starts completely randomized, and with those rules that I talked about a second ago, the machine would slowly improve. As the machine started out, it would kind of win or lose completely at random because both players were completely random. And then after like 50 to 100 games, it started winning more. And then I think it says at 200, it had a perfect win or draw rate. So whether the player was completely randomized or it was using the perfect method, it would either make it a draw or win every single time, which I think is really cool. So what we think of as super modern fancy technology, just with AI and neural networks, some guy in the 1960s figured that out like in his garage or something. That's super cool. Anyways, I don't know what else to talk about, so let's see how long this takes to edit. I'm not actually gonna do anything after this. Okay, so bye.